Welcome to AI Podcast, your rapid-fire briefing on the most significant AI news from the past week.
You think of this as your shortcut to getting him to speed.
We know it moves fast, so we've sifted through the latest developments.
Everything from new tools, platform updates, policy shifts, even specialized hardware.
Our goal is just to give you the core insights, quick and efficient,
Exactly. Your personal AI intelligence download.
hitting the key points, why they matter to you. And just a quick heads up, our next really deep dive into AI tech, that's coming Wednesday evening.
Good stuff. Okay, so where do we start this week?
Right, let's jump in. First up, Mistral AI, the French startup. They've been making some notable moves.
Indeed. They launched Le Chat. It's an enterprise chatbot.
Okay, Le Chat, so aimed at businesses.
Right. Think of it like a smart assistant for companies, and it integrates with things they probably already use, like SharePoint or Google Drive.
Right, right. And the growth there has been pretty striking, hasn't it? I saw reports of like a threefold revenue increase.
In just 100 days, yeah. Since their open source debut back in February, that's fast.
Really suggests strong traction, especially, it seems, in Europe. What's driving that, do you think?
Well, their valuation hit $6 billion, so that certainly reflects the momentum. But I think a key part is their angle on data sovereignty.
Ah, how so?
They let companies deploy Le Chat on-premise, so on their own system.
Not just in the cloud.
Exactly, which gives businesses way more control over sensitive data. That's a huge priority for a lot of organizations, maybe reducing reliance on U.S. cloud providers.
Makes sense. Okay, moving on. Anthropic, another big name. They've just added web search for their Claude AI models.
Yeah, a new API.
Yeah.
This basically lets developers build apps where Claude can do real-time web searches.
Okay, so the apps themselves can access current information without the developers needing to build their own search backend.
Precisely. And Claude is pretty autonomous here. It decides when it needs to search, goes and gets the data, and even provides citations in its responses.
That sounds really useful. Streamlines things quite a bit. Which models get this?
The API supports models like Claude 3.7 Sonnet right now.
And there's a cost, I assume.
Yep, it's $10 per 1,000 searches.
Huh.
But yeah, big enhancement for Claude. Makes it much better at delivering, up-to-the-minute accurate info.
Okay. Now, shifting gears slightly, design tools, Figma. They've launched some AI features.
They have Figma sites. This lets you generate and publish responsive websites.
Generate them, like AI builds the site.
Sort of, yeah. And they're not just basic pages. You get customizable elements, transitions, animations, trying to make web design easier.
Interesting. And something about app prototyping, too.
Yes, Figma Make. It helps you quickly mock up interactive app designs based on prompts you give it. And they've also integrated some content management stuff, like for blog posts and media, right inside Figma.
Sounds like they're really broadening their scope, taking aim at platforms like Canva or Wix, maybe?
Definitely seems like a move in that direction, yeah. Competing in that wider creative space.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk open source. Hugging Face. Always interesting stuff coming from them.
Yeah, they released something called Open Computer Agent. It's a free, cloud-hosted AI tool.
Okay, free is good. What does it do?
Think of it like a free AI assistant that can control a virtual Linux machine for you. You can tell it to do things like browse the web, grab data, using apps that are pre-installed on that virtual machine.
So automating digital tasks remotely, that could be powerful. Any downsides?
Well, yeah, it's still early days. It apparently struggles with more complex stuff.
Yeah.
And, things like CAPI-TCA checks can trip it up.
Ah, the robot tests?
Exactly. But it's a cool demonstration, I think. Shows the potential of open source AI for automating workflows.
Definitely one to watch. Okay, enterprise level. ServiceNow and Nvidia, they're deepening their partnership.
They are. They launched April Nemotron 15B. That's a new AI reasoning model specifically for enterprise uses.
Another model. And tools to go with it.
Yep. AI Control Tower and Workflow Data Fabric. The idea is to make deploying and managing AI easier for businesses across different industries.
And this came out of ServiceNow's big conference, Knowledge 2025.
That's right. It really highlights their joint push to embed AI deeper into core business processes. They're serious about these AI-driven enterprise solutions.
Okay. Now, this next one sparked quite a bit of chatter. Meta. Reports are they're working on facial recognition for their AI smart glasses.
Yeah, that's the report. The idea, potentially, is real-time identification, through the glasses. They're calling it super sensing.
Real-time ID, wow. Okay, the privacy alarms are probably going off for a lot of people already.
Absolutely. Huge concerns around data collection, consent, how it would be used, all of that.
So it's very much in the development stage and likely faces significant hurdles, right? Regulatory, ethical.
For sure. It fits into Meta's broader push into wearable tech and AI, but yeah, the privacy questions are massive and immediate.
Definitely something we'll need to keep a very close eye on. Okay, sticking with hardware, Apple's also busy. Custom AI chips.
Yeah, two main things reported. First, a custom processor for their AI servers, codenamed Ultra. They're apparently co-developing it with Broadcom.
And the performance goal is ambitious.
Very. Reports suggest they're aiming for maybe up to 8 times the processing power of their current top chip, the M3 Ultra.
8 times? That's a significant jump.
It really is. And the second thing is specialized chips for smart glasses.
Ah, related to the meta news in a way. What's Apple's focus there?
These are reportedly based on Apple Watch processors.
Yeah.
The focus seems to be on power efficiency and supporting multiple cameras, which you'd need for advanced AR or AI features on glasses.
So Apple's building out both ends, the big server power and the efficient wearable tech.
Looks like a strategic push on both fronts, yeah. AI infrastructure and wearables.
Okay, let's turn to policy. News regarding the Trump administration and AI chip export controls.
That's right. Reports indicate an intention to repeal the Biden-era rule, the AI diffusion rule, concerning AI chip exports.
Why the change? What was the criticism of the current rule?
The main arguments were that it was overly complex and could potentially hurt the competitiveness of U.S. chip makers on the global stage.
So the plan is to replace it with something more streamlined.
That seems to be the goal, to create a framework that tries to balance national security needs with maintaining U.S. tech leadership.
Then how's the industry reacting?
It seems positive so far. Reports noted favorable market reactions for companies like Nvidia, for example. So industry stakeholders might see this as potentially beneficial.
Interesting. Okay, one last piece of news. Google's AI. We've talked about its medical conversation abilities before. What's new?
Yes, AMIE, that's Articulate Medical Intelligence Explorer, it's now been enhanced to interpret medical images.
Wow, okay. So it can look at X-rays, MRIs, things like that.
Exactly. It adds image analysis to its existing capabilities of interacting with patients and analyzing text data.
So it's becoming more of a multifaceted diagnostic tool.
Precisely. The potential is there for improved diagnostic accuracy, better patient outcomes.
Yeah.
By combining conversational AI with image interpretation. It really shows how AI is becoming a more integrated tool in healthcare.
Yeah, quite a development. Okay, well, that wraps up our quick scan of the key AI news from this past week.
Quite a range, wasn't it? Enterprise stuff, developer tools, design, open source, hardware, policy.
It really covers the spectrum. And each update, it represents another step forward for AI.
Yeah.
New capabilities, but also new questions to think about.
Definitely. Things are constantly evolving.
So we hope this briefing gave you some valuable insights, a clearer picture of where things stand right now in the AI landscape.
And just a reminder, our next deep dive, where we really get into the weeds on a specific topic, that'll be ready for you on Wednesday evening.
Until then, maybe think about which of these developments caught your eye the most. Which ones might impact your work, or even just your daily life.
Yeah, what possibilities do they open up? What challenges? It's moving fast, so staying informed is what's key.